Hey everybody. Not exactly the best day over here. I'm getting a little sick. I think it's just a cold. Basically a lot of drainage and sound like crap. But other than that, sore throat, small headache, and I'm alright. So it's probably just a cold. But I thought it would probably be kind of fun to actually do a video about some of the medical complications we can run into out here. I want to start with probably just like what I have right now. Yeah, there's a lot of flu going around. We had a big spree of a H1N1 breakout in Managua, and so they were actually not wanting volunteers to go to Managua. This was like 2-3 weeks ago. They didn't want them to go to Managua for anything because, especially not for medical reasons, because if you went to the hospital, you were likely to get H1N1 just from being around all the people that had it. So yeah, that was a little bit of a weird one. Also, if you notice that I kind of like see my attention drift off for a second, it's because there are mosquitoes flying all around. I left my mosquitero, my mosquito net, for sleeping in Managua with my other stuff. So right now I don't have it, which is putting me at a little bit of a risk to a couple of different problems that we have. The first one everyone thinks about is malaria. Yes, it is present in Nicaragua. There have been some suspected cases in volunteers. They just pump them full of chloroquine. This is an antibiotic they give us, and it kills you. I don't think it doesn't kill you. It kills it. And but the chloroquine sucks. I will have to say, chloroquine is not my favorite drug. It has a lot of really nasty side effects. Itchiness, hair falls out. I know that I've had a little bit of hair problem. Whenever I go to the shower, I seem to be losing a lot of hair. Good thing I have a lot. And let's see. Another big one is extremely enhanced dreams. Some of the chloroquine dreams that I've had, they're really, really weird. Usually they're very violent, and it scares a lot of people, and it causes a lot of, I mean, they say that it doesn't cause insomnia. I don't think it causes insomnia, but it does cause you to wake up a lot when you're dreaming about, like, rivers of blood and snakes all over you and things like that, which I personally have. So, yeah, you can get some really weird stuff out here from the side effects of the drugs that they give you. You can also take doxycycline, though. That is just as effective against malaria, at least as keeping it out of your body. It won't keep it from out of your liver, though. That's the only thing. Is even the chloroquine does not kill the malaria that's in your liver. There's special drugs that they give us when we go back to the United States that you take them for like every day for like a week or so, and that kills the malaria in your liver, and you still can't give blood for like 3 years or something like that. Not fun. The second mosquito disease that gets passed around a lot here is dengue fever, which is awful. No better way to describe dengue. Dengue has a nickname down here, hueso rompido, bone breaker. It basically, what happens to you is you break out in huge fevers. You get chills, sweats, you have a splitting headache, all your joints and bones hurt, you can usually have diarrhea, you'll have all kinds of nastiness just happening to you, and you just wish you would die. So, I mean, that's what a lot of people say, that volunteers that have gotten dengue, and that does happen a lot, because there's no drugs to cure you. It's a virus, so you just have to suffer for a week. And they say volunteers cry. Grown men just break down and start crying because it's like giving birth for a week, they say. And they say that's how horrible it feels. I've had several people tell me about their personal experiences, and they said they just laid down and cried. That was how bad it hurt. But a lot of people said that after you get it, it's kind of like this badge of honor, like, oh, I got dengue, man, I survived dengue. I am not looking forward to getting dengue. They do talk about it being pretty common, and that a lot of people come down with it. No one that I know of has had it yet from my group, but some people have said that they thought they had it, but then it went away the next day, which is not dengue. Then, if it goes away in a day, it's not dengue. As a matter of fact, actually, if you have the same sort of symptoms, but it kind of comes off and on, that probably means you have malaria. So careful of that. Another big one down here is leptospirosis, or as we have coined it in my Peace Corps group, the rat disease. Because what happens is rats have basically taken a piss in your drinking water at some point, and or basically rat urine has gotten down into your drinking water, and the bacteria in it, basically, it almost has the exact same effects as the dengue, and that one has some nasty complications that can happen. You can get some severe bleeding, internal bleeding, and like from your nose, which is also possible in dengue, but not very common. The hemorrhagic dengue. If you get that, though, you could die, because they just can't stop it. I mean, usually your nose will turn into a faucet, and it just bleeds and bleeds and bleeds. Leptospirosis can do that to you too, but that's usually not very common, and the treatment is doxycycline. That's the most common, just a penicillin type antibiotic. Leptospirosis also can develop into meningitis, though. So if you have not had your meningitis vaccination, you could just drop dead. And so that's a little concerning. I know that they go around and they give people, whenever there's been a breakout of leptospirosis, they give out antibiotics to the entire community. They say, just take these for the next couple of days. Everybody take these doxycycline for the next couple of days. They're for the entire community. I mean, so they have some weird ways of handling things down here. They're like, well, let's just give out drugs. And they usually ask the teenagers from the high school to give out the drugs. So it's a little awkward. Like, hey, kids, be drug dealers for a day. No, they're not really that bad. But, but they do that. Let's see, what else is really fun down here? AIDS, HIV. It is not as bad as other countries, but it is bad in certain areas, especially if you go up north to the Honduras border. Yeah, it's a little ugly. The AIDS can get you through all kinds of ways, but it cannot get you through mosquitoes, even though the mosquito is piercing you, drawing out blood, and then going and biting somebody else. The virus cannot survive inside the mosquito's stomach, so it dies. So you're good. Mosquitoes are your friends in that in that case. They do their part to kill the virus. Other fun medical complications you can have out here. There's all number of bacteria and jungle diseases. I had a friend of mine, she came down with some sort of weird stomach bacteria that was basically eating her stomach lining. Nastiness. That's all I can say to that. I had her in the hospital for quite some time. Other friends have just come down with these mystery diseases that no one even knows what they are. They try all kinds of antibiotics and stuff like that, anti-parasites. Parasites are all over the place down here. Be careful of those things. They try all kinds of stuff on them, and finally it just goes away. And then, like, sometimes you say, you know what, just sometimes you have to accept, I was sick, I have no idea what it was. I have to move on with my life now. Poisonous snakes. We are in Central America. There are some lovely, lovely friends down in the grass. Basically, your preventative measures that you take for that is to ask your community, where are the snakes? Where do they hang out? And usually the people can tell you. They can say, stay out of this tall grass. Don't go where people don't normally go all the time, because they do hang out there. Be careful about walking around at night, because you can't see them. I personally have not seen any snakes yet, although I've had other people tell me that they have. So, I'm a little worried on that one, but I'm not too worried. I mean, I live in a fairly, I don't want to call it an urban community, but it's definitely not a wilderness site like some people have. Yes, the runs. That is one that pretty much attacks everybody. You get diarrhea out here for all kinds of reasons. It can be a bacterial, it can be parasites, it can be food poisoning. That's not uncommon. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff that can give you diarrhea out here. And diarrhea can kill you. A lot of people don't realize that, but it really can. Is because, especially if you get the amoebic dysentery kind that you get from drinking bad water. Basically, it's a parasite that gets into your body and shuts down your large intestine, and you just start dumping, and then gets into your stomach, and you start going out. We call it the double-headed dragon. It's not pretty. Everybody's probably grossed out by this point by my video. Sorry. But this is a medical subject. And, but they do give us drugs for that. They give us, oh, I don't remember, but I can't remember what it's called. But it's a drug specifically for keeping, Dramamine, that's what it is, Dramamine. It's basically designed to keep your stomach from being able to vomit. That way you can then drink your rehydration salts, which taste nasty, I have to say. But I would rather have a nasty, salty breath than die from the runs, personally. Just, I don't want that on my tombstone. So, alright, that about concludes all of the major stuff that we deal with down here, and some of the minor stuff, of course. You know what, I've been getting a lot of comments on my other videos, and I wanted to see if maybe, I've certainly not touched on all of the medical stuff that happens out here, so please let me know what you guys feel like I've left out by leaving some comments for me. I'm going to let it end at that, and say this is Mike from Nicaragua on the Peace Corps blog. See you guys next time.